How are you doing today? I hope you're doing really well. If you're struggling, having challenges at all with the idea, the notion of putting yourself out there, which is really all up here, you're going to absolutely love this coaching call. This video has everything that you need. And Kevin, this is for you, brother. I'm so grateful for you. Our whole entire Nez Nation family is grateful for you. Everybody who's watching this, please, in the comments down below, give our brother Kevin Landry, some big support and thank him for allowing us to share this consultation that I gave him very recently on how to really overcome the fear of putting yourself out there. This is jam-packed with just insane bone marrow content value. You're going to absolutely love this, and I'm done talking. Go enjoy.
That's the dream.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. So here's how I want to start this off. I'm so excited to talk to you, man. So the first thing that I like to do in these types of meetings and these types of consultations, Kevin, is I want to hear from you. What I would like to know is, I just have a few questions. I would like to know, number one, where is your kind of head and your heart at right now? What are you kind of thinking? This is what the ideal kind of, I know you have a lot of different goals and a lot of different objectives, but what's the ideal objective? What is it that you'd like to get out of this? What is it that you'd like to achieve? And then I like to reverse engineer that and figure out how to get there. Does that make sense, Kevin?
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about where your head is at, your heart is at, and where you're kind of thinking, this is where I'd like to be, Nez, or this is where I'd like to go.
Okay, so right now, and can you hear me okay?
I can hear you beautifully. No, you're totally
okay.
You're totally fine. I just put
great.
I just put my phone on silent, so I want to make sure that I give you my undivided attention. So yeah, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, so right now I have a pretty decent day job, which is doing live streaming and webcasting. And
is this at BlackRock Inc.?
Yes.
Okay, I did some research on that. Okay, good.
Yeah, and it's I work with good people and it's a good job, but so pretty much all my career, like I started out as a camera operator in television, then I became a product trainer at B&H Photo, which I'm sure you're aware of.
That's huge.
Yeah,
you were there for almost 10 years, it looks like, right? 8 years, 7 years?
Actually, the video wall in the store, I built that video wall because at first they didn't know how to do it, and so I designed that.
Beautiful.
And
beautiful.
So all my life, well, my career, I've been working with hardware and software. I've been advising people. I also worked for a while as a studio and home consultant for home theater and automation. So I've always just been digging into, technology and advising people. And, it's just sort of who I am. It's what I like. It's sort of like work and a hobby thing, because if I wasn't doing it for a job, I'd still be looking up stuff on the internet.
Yes.
And wasting obscene amounts of money buying gadgets I really don't need just to see how they
Wait a minute. You mean like we're doing right now?
Much. You have no idea. You have no idea.
I bet you outdo me by at least a tenfold, because
let's just say I should.
My wife makes fun of me all the time, Kevin. She's like, "You're buying another what? What are you getting? A pop filter, a what filter, a tripod, a what pod?"
Yeah, I know. I should be a wealthy man by now, but it's
me
all
too.
going to the tech industry. So at this point in my career, I've been a big fan of both live streaming, podcasting, YouTube, and things like that. And I'm just at that point in my career where I kind of would like to get in that space of talking technology. I've been sort of interested in it for a while. And when I joined the video creators group here in New York, and Dan, who's an awesome person, sort of made me become the live stream teacher there. So usually when we have groups, they would break it up into this section for video. And then he says, well, Kevin, can you teach this group live streaming? And that sort of just became my job was, I was the live streaming guy. And so I was, evangelizing live streaming and things like that. And I found out that like, I really, really, really enjoyed it. Like, that has become my drug of choice. It's just evangelizing, live streaming, and talking tech. And so I just got to the point, I said, if I could actually do this, and, that would just be awesome, because it's something that I feel I can do it just day or night, like I just love doing it. I don't really know, like, transitioning into that world, because I've been, again, on the sort of consulting and tech side for so long.
Yes.
I've never really explored that side, but yeah, that's something I'm totally interested in right now.
Oh my God, Kevin, you're speaking my language, brother. You are speaking my language, because you know me, I joke around all the time. I call myself a Livestream Nut Job. So this is like right up my alley. And so I love your what you're talking about, what your intentions are, and what you already have started with the right kind of, foundation, which is you got to actually be into this stuff. If you're gonna build something, and I still want to kind of get into the details of what that looks like, and I'm going to help every which way of the way. But you've already started with the beautiful purpose, which is your purpose is engendered in this real, natural, organic love and passion for this stuff, which is because you care about it, because you're passionate about it, Kevin, because you actually give an F about it. People are going to see that coming. Does that make sense? People are going to feel that. It's infectious. Just like with me, people always say, Nez, when I see your videos, Nez, when I hear your content, when I watch your live stream or I hear your podcast, I get this feeling like you just dig it and you're just having a great time and you're doing your thing. And I'm like, that's what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing is I'm just, I'm talking about things that I feel deeply, that I not only feel are important, not only do I feel are amazing tools, amazing mediums, but also it's just fun. It's fun for me to do it. So you've already started with this beautiful foundation. Now I'd love to know a little bit more, and you're coming from the same space that I love so dearly. I've been live streaming on these platforms since back in 2015 on Periscope, and then Facebook went live in 2016. I've been doing this forever. And so I want to know what you mean by, if I may, just jump in the details, because you've got the beautiful backdrop. What does this look like when you say, I'd love to do this? Like, do you want to start a business around consulting people on live streaming? Do you want to build a brand around, I want to be known as the live stream guy? And definitely both of those go hand in hand. Are you looking to start a podcast or start a live stream show or start some type of a channel or venue that people can learn from you? What does this look like? Talk to me.
So
what have you tried so far?
Well, so the odd thing is the answer to that is yes. So where it started was actually around that same time. I was in Miami at the time, and I discovered live streaming, and I was just basically driving everybody nuts talking about live streaming. And I said, look, this is going to be the thing. And no one understood what I was talking about. And, at that point, no one really cared. And I came across a podcast totally on accident, which was actually called Ross and Nez, which is actually still on my phone right now.
I love it.
I
love it.
And I was like, oh my God, these guys get it. Like, I was like, I finally found someone who like understands what I was talking about, and
yes.
Yeah. And,
thank you for that endorsement, by the way.
Oh yeah, those were like absolutely hilarious, great, informative. That was an awesome podcast.
Oh man, that means the
And
world to me.
and yeah, I carried it around all these years. And
Have you checked out my podcast, Kevin? Have you subscribed to? I mean, not to be promotional here, but I think you're going to love it. If you
actually, I
like
have,
Ross
yes.
and Nez Nation Live, which I'll leave a link down in the description for everybody.
I'm actually subscribed to Nez Nation, yes.
Okay, good. Because, I mean, we
yes.
talk a lot about branding, live streaming, mindset, messaging. We talk a lot about stuff like that.
Yeah, and that was actually the start for me, because I was listening to your podcast, and I thought, I was like, oh my God, I would love to do something like this. Like that.
Well,
that
then what's
would be
stopping
so
you, man? What's stopping you from doing that? Is it in here? Is it in here?
Fear, yes, it's all up there. It's
Yeah.
fear of the unknown. Again, a tech guy, I shouldn't have that, because I have everything I need. Like right now, I could literally put something.
I'm not worried.
together
No. This is. I'm not worried about the technical, Kevin, because I know you've got the technical wherewithal. This is something, and I want to say something really, really quickly right off the bat. And I want to keep hearing you talk. I apologize. I'm getting so excited because, man, I'm telling you right now, Kevin, I'm such a huge fan of you. I'm such a big champion for your cause, because you're starting with the right intention, the right purpose, the right drive. This is something I want to say, first of all, that a lot of people, you're not alone here. You're not alone here. A lot of, even yours truly, I know it sounds hard to believe. Even I go through this. Sometimes it's called imposter syndrome, or sometimes it's just really called self-doubt, where your mental impediments are, you're not, who are you to do this, right? Who do you think you are to do this? Who am I? And I'm speaking for you here and everybody who's listening and watching. Who am I to do this? There's already so many different podcasts, and there's already so many different live streams. There's already so many tech channels and tech podcasts. What do I have to bring to the table? Is that something of what you're kind of talking
exactly about? It. That's the nail on the head. I once talked to a friend about doing a YouTube channel on tech, and then I talked about doing a podcast, but it's been a year and I haven't done either, because one, I totally overthink it, and I'm always thinking like, what if I do this and nobody shows up, and just
very natural.
Really overthinking it, and
very natural. Those are all real. Let me tell you something, Kevin. Those are all real concerns. And on top of it, because you're probably around my age, not only do you think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but not only do you think, well, gosh, there's already all these people. Who am I? What do I have to offer? What do I have to contribute? What if people don't show up is a beautiful concern. A lot of people have that. But on top of it, if you're not a 25-year-old, 22-year-old, you're also thinking, which most of my clients are post 45, post 50. I have a good percentage of young clients too, but the majority of them are post 50. This is a young person's game, which is such a misnomer, which is such a profoundly inaccurate thing. Because guess what, Kevin? Not only is this entire arena perfect for us, Gen Xers and Boomers, but you've got an experience, you've got a unique, standpoint and perspective, and such a wealth of knowledge that none of these young dudes could even come close. Plus, you're starting with the right impetus. Your impetus is not, I want to sell, or I'm doing this just to do something else, or I'm going to talk about live streaming and tech just because I want to get, sell my courses, or just sell my products, or just build an email list. You actually want to genuinely help people. You actually genuinely want to, because that's what we did on Ross and Nez. That's what we do on Nez Nation Live. It's all, you notice on Nez Nation Live, I don't sell jack. I'm not selling anything. I mean, sometimes I'll have sponsors, or sometimes I'll have whatever branded deals, or I'll have affiliates, and I'll have courses and all that stuff. But it's never, you get a sense that all of my content, my podcast and live streams, Kevin, none of it has that salesy promotional vibe to it, because I genuinely love this stuff, and I genuinely care about helping people. And when I get comments and when I get messages, like Kevin, what you just said a couple of minutes ago, that these guys get it. I still have your podcast on my phone. I listen to it. I'm a big fan. I get so much help and inspiration. Brother, if there's anything that I can put the highest value on in my entire life, it's hearing stuff like that. And this is not Mother Teresa. This is not like, look at me, I'm a hero, I help other people. It's actually very selfish. I love helping people. It makes me feel good to make other people feel good. So I'm not trying to come at this as like, look at me, I'm a big helper, I'm a big savior. I just love doing it. It gets me the biggest thrill. It makes me feel the most purposeful. It makes me feel the most happy when I can get a comment that says, Nez, I watched your video on mindset and anxiety, and I was about to jump off a bridge, but watching your video actually lifted me up, and I'm not going to kill myself today. That is the best thing I could ever hear on the planet. Or Nez, you know what? I was stuck in a crappy job 9 to 5, and I hate my boss. I hate my coworkers. I hated my life. I would wake up on Tuesday and couldn't wait till Saturday. And then I saw your podcast. I watched your video. I got your whatever. And I started doing my own thing. And slowly but surely now I'm only working a couple of days a week. And now I'm doing my own thing. I mean, that stuff means everything to me.
No, absolutely.
And so here's what I want to say to you just right off the bat, Kevin. Number one, you need to create a podcast and a channel, whether it be YouTube. I would definitely say YouTube because you're a video dude and you come across on camera so genuine, so authentic, so real, and just so human. You're so human. You know what I'm saying? and so that's number one. And number two, I want to say this, which I think is going to really bring a lot of value to you and everybody, which is this. There's only one Professor Nez in the history of mankind, in the history of the universe. There's only one Kevin Landry in the history of all mankind, in the history of the universe. Now, there's a lot of people who look, talk, and act and are interested in this. There's a lot of people who are similar to Professor Nez. There's a lot of people who are similar to Kevin Landry. But check this out, Kevin. There's only one in the history. There'll never, ever be, chromosome for chromosome, molecule for molecule, another Kevin Landry in the history of time, in the history of the universe. Think about that. Your experience, your delivery, your ability to be uniquely yourself is hugely valuable. And I don't want you to worry about, are people going to show up? Because guess what? In the beginning, nobody's going to show up. Mm-hmm. But you got to keep doing it. You got to keep consistent. Because I guarantee you, just like Field of Dreams, you build it, they will come. Nobody's definitely going to show up if you don't go out there and put yourself out there. That's going to be a guarantee. Hey, Kevin, that's going to be a guarantee. 0 views, 0 subs, 0 audience if you don't put yourself out there.
Yeah, you're 100% right about that.
This is a mindset thing, Kevin. I'm telling you right now, this is all up here. It's all that dude inside your head. You're too old. You're too this. You're too XYZ. You're too that. It's all BS. I'm telling you right now, I give you permission, Kevin. The next time this dude, I call him the eternal doubter, the next time this dude pops up, I want you to remember this face. Remember Professor Nez and says, Professor Nez gives me permission to fire your ass. I'm not listening to you anymore. Don't listen to this dude. He's full of S. Trust me when I say this. I'm somebody, I think you've already been able to tell from my content, I'm somebody who suffered from debilitating anxiety and depression as a young man. And it still is there. I mean, it's not as powerful as it used to be. I don't have quite the big voluminous monsters that I used to when I was younger. Mm-hmm. But Kevin, I'm telling you right now, even before I hit that live button, even before I hit that record button, even before I hit that post or publish, I still feel a twinge of, am I really doing this? Who do I think? This is natural. First of all, I want you to know that doesn't mean you're deficient. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do this. That doesn't mean you're not good enough. It's really about a perspective shift. Does that make sense, Kevin?
Yeah.
You know, all of those thoughts actually means, I'm actually happy that you had those thoughts. Because if you didn't have those thoughts, you know, it's like any jerk can get up there and do it, right? But the fact that you have those thoughts, Kevin, the fact that you're like being held back by that, and the fact that you're actually considering like, well, who am I to do this, means that you actually care. And the fact that you actually care, which this is going to sound trippy or maybe counterintuitive, means you should definitely do it.
Yeah.
A really quick story, Kevin, I want to tell you really quickly, and I might have mentioned this before. You might have seen this in other content. One of my favorite entertainers of all time is Elvis Presley. And, you know, a lot of people don't know this about Elvis. He was considered the god of all gods, the icon of all icons.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people didn't realize this, is that Elvis used to get unbelievably stage fright and unbelievable fear before going out on stage. You would never think that. You would never think that. Seeing his shows and seeing his movies. I mean, this guy's been in front of camera, audio equipment, audiences for, I mean, probably millions of people times anybody else, times even Michael Jackson, right? Why is it? And you know what he said in an interview? He said one time, he said, you know, why do you still get nervous? Why do you still get feared? Somebody asked him. And he said, because there's an audience out there that cares and I need to deliver. And that's something I care deeply about. The fact that you care, the fact that you're having these blocks, Kevin, the fact that you're even thinking, who am I, what am I, and those kinds of things is actually a good thing, because it means you care.
Yeah.
Any jerk can get up there and do it. Oh yeah, I can do it. I don't care. I don't care what the people think. Or that's just, you know, any jerk could do that. But you actually care about bringing value to people, about helping people, about bringing something to the table that's not like everything else, and not just another tech channel or another tech show. And by having that be something that is fueling your intention, it's going to be powerful. It's going to be real. And you don't need millions of people watching. You don't need thousands of people watching. You don't even need hundreds of people watching. If you impact just a few people, you can not only feel so unbelievably fulfilled, but you can actually build a business, build a brand around that very small audience. People always think big, like, well, I'm not going to be able to build anything if I don't have, look, I have 3,000, whatever, as of this recording. I've got 3,500, 3,300 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I've built 2 multiple 6-figure businesses on my video content. How did I do that with such a small channel? Because it's not about views. It's not about likes. It's not about subscribers. It's about actually impacting the right people, impacting the right people on a consistent basis. That's what it's about. And it's about understanding modern communications. This is your resume that I've been researching, you know, Kev, you work in all these different tech positions. Look, that's a 2-dimensional context. Your content is your real resume now. And I want you to go on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is huge, especially for people like us. And I want you to do a podcast for sure. And I want you to do a YouTube channel. Now, I believe that you should be everywhere. I even have a TikTok channel. I put that video that you were talking about, I put that video on TikTok yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm a big believer in being everywhere, but obviously I have a focus. And my focus is my LinkedIn channel, my YouTube channel, and my podcast. I think for you, but before I get into like real kind of more tactical things, I want to first say, has anything that I've been saying made any sense? Has it been something?
No, it's made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much you hit the nail on the head, and the direction is really sort of the direction that you went. Like
you want to do what I do. You want to do what I do, right, Kev?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, and you can do it. And here's the thing, Kevin. Here's the thing. I want to say this really quickly. I want to hear more from you. I apologize. I just get so pumped up. And I'm telling you right now, Kev, I said this to my client before this meeting. People don't buy your credentials. People don't buy or hire your accolades. People don't buy or hire all your accomplishments. They buy and hire your energy. Your energy, Kevin, your energy is solid gold, brother. You don't have to fake it till you make it. You don't have to compare yourself to other live streamers. I can't be like Nez. Look at all the energy he has. Look at the way he talks. Look at the way, you don't even want to try. You can't be like MKBHD. You can't be all these tech channels that are killing it on YouTube and everywhere else. You can't be like those people. There's only one criteria, Kevin. You just gotta be capital R real. You got to be Kevin.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one thing.
I,
If Kevin Landry had a podcast, if Kevin Landry had a live stream show, if Kevin Landry had a YouTube channel, I'd be your first subscriber, guaranteed. I mean, Kevin, you've got over 30 years of experience. You've got over 30 years of experience. Like, dude, your knowledge, you're actually doing a disservice to society by not starting a podcast and not starting a YouTube channel. You're actually doing a detriment to society by not doing this, by not putting yourself out there, because your knowledge is sublimely valuable. It's sublimely valuable. I don't know jack about tech. I mean, I know the basics like live streaming and podcasts, like anybody can just Google it, or I watch the University of YouTube. Yeah. But if I had a channel like you with your energy and your intention and your authenticity and your integrity, Kevin, you're going to crush it. The biggest problem that people make as content creators is they compare themselves to other people. And I know you have that, right, Kev?
Yes, exactly.
Comparisons, as Henry Miller once said, the brilliant New York author Henry Miller once said, comparisons are odious. Comparisons are odious. Do not compare yourself. No two people are exactly the same. And that's okay. There's 7.7 billion people out there. There's an audience for everybody. Because guess what? There's a lot of people, you might find this hard to believe, Kevin. There's a lot of people who can't stand Nez's energy. There's a lot of people who are like, you know what? I can't stand that dude. I don't like him at all. There's a lot of people who can't stand MKBHD. There's a lot of people who can't stand, take the next tech guy, unbox therapy, right? Mm-hmm. Have you heard of unbox therapy?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people who don't like that kind of vibe and that energy. Check it out. Kevin, you have a specific type of energy that's unique to you, a specific delivery, a specific experience. It's so niched down and specific. There's people who are dying to check your stuff out. There's people right now who have no idea. They're about to be mind blown by your content. So that's what I'm saying. Comparisons, don't compare yourself to anybody. Trust me when I say this, Kevin. There's an audience out there for you that's dying for you to put out good stuff. There's people out there who will absolutely be married, be so devoted to your style of delivery, your style of execution, and your knowledge, and your wherewithal, and your delivery, everything. And you don't need millions of subscribers. You don't need thousands. You don't even need hundreds. You just need a few people who are going to be impacted, and then watch that fire kindle, and then you'll go from there. First thing, you want to start baby steps. Just get stuff out there. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
and
that does make sense.
I think you could start. Not only do I think that you should definitely, do a podcast because you got a great voice and delivery. But the cool thing is, the tech. You can turn all your videos and live streams into podcasts just by stripping the audio, which I do. I'll tell you exactly what I do. I go live on my show on LinkedIn, Periscope. I do a multicast. I don't go live on YouTube as much as I used to, but I still do go live on YouTube. But mostly it's LinkedIn, Periscope, Facebook, and I'll do the show, and then I'll strip the audio from that and put it on my RSS feed, right? And there's so many easy tools that you can do this. You know all the tools. I mean, I'm not going to talk tech with you. You're a tech master. And literally that's all it is. I mean, it's just doing that consistently because another thing that I'm going to tell you right now, this is a mental thing as well as just a kind of human thing, is not only the mindset of wanting to get started, but the biggest thing that happens to content creators, and I'm one of them, obviously, is they tend to burn out, because a lot of content creators expect, which is so sad. And I hate to see this. They expect, well, look at everybody else. Look at Nez. Look at all these people. They're putting their stuff out there and they've got this great presence and this great brand. Brother, the biggest expectation I want you to take from this consultation, besides getting started, is it takes time. It takes time to do this stuff. And you're not going to see thousands or hundreds of people for probably the first 12 months. You got to literally just kind of duck down, hunker down, put in the work, be consistent. And consistency is on your own level. It doesn't have to be like every week like I do. Do a couple times a month. Do once a month to start off with at least. and then watch that thing grow. Once you start seeing reactions, Kevin, once you start getting comments, once you start getting emails and what have you, hey, Kevin, I can already see it now. Hey, Kevin, man, I just wanted to say, loved your show the other day. I got so much from it, man. Do you do anything else, or do you consult? Watch what happens, Kevin. People are going to want to work with you. People are going to want to hire you. You can do one-on-one coaching like I do. You're going to start creating products like courses because they're going to be real and authentic in you. They're going to be awesome, and you know all the tech stuff. You'll be able to build a business if you're interested in that.
Oh, absolutely, I am.
Yeah. Are you interested in something like that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, I could see you being able to quit your day job in the next 36 months, 24 months, if you really, really hunker down, if you really, really get consistent and just build that authentic kind of delivery that you have. Holy macadamia nut. I mean, the sky's the limit. I see, and because tech channels, channels like mine, which are really all about messaging and mindset, they're a lot harder to grow. Tech channel, I'm not saying it's easy to grow a tech channel, but I'm telling you right now, when you're just talking about very specific tools and technologies, there's such a market for that. And I consult a lot of tech channels too, Kevin, and I'm telling you, tech channels skyrocket with the right vision and strategy. Tech channels can skyrocket faster than any other niche. I'm telling you right now, because, me doing online business advice and me doing mindset advice and branding advice, not a lot of people, are like, well, am I going to really watch a whole video on this? But things that they actually, tools and things that they actually need, that's tangible and right in front of there, because my stuff is mostly intangible. It's invisible kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Your stuff is tangible. Like, look at this new microphone. Look at this new platform, this new software, this new utility, or this new lens or whatever. That stuff's more tangible. With the right consistency and the right authenticity, you're going to skyrocket, brother. Skyrocket.
Yeah, I kind of feel that like right now is kind of the time, because due to what's going on right now, a lot of companies are talking about working from home is going to be more prevalent in a lot of companies going forward.
Yes.
For many reasons, and also because it works economically for a company if they can stagger their employees from working home, and they can save on, leasing space and things like that. So now I think going forward, that information on, I think is going to be very, very valuable to a lot of companies and a lot of people as well. Because as like they keep saying, life to some extent is going to change going forward, and I think
absolutely,
and I think communication is what's going to drive us in the future.
Definitely,
video and audio communications. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. And if you notice, again, kind of just by what you're doing, by following the right people and following people that you and just watching what they're doing, such as myself. Kevin, if you look at my last 5-6 videos on my YouTube channel, what are they all about? Well, they're all about video communication. Mm-hmm. They're all about Zoom, right? They're all about working from home. They're all about finding remote jobs. It's all literally, all of my videos in the last 2 months have all been relevant to what's going on in the current landscape.
True.
And that's how you accelerate your growth. You accelerate your growth by serving your audience. Mm-hmm. Literally, and I know, Kevin, you care a lot about your audience. I mean, I can't even think of the last video or podcast or anything that I've created that wasn't 100% based on an audience member asking a question or wondering about something. I don't think I've made a video or any content in the last 12, 24 months that didn't come from somebody having a problem, challenge, question, or pain point. I haven't made a video that it's about me. It's something that I'm making a video for me. I'm not making videos. I'm not building content for me. me as a business owner, me as a consultant and personal branding coach and online business strategist, I'm building content that helps my ideal target audience. People who want to build, a brand and a platform like yourself. People who want to build an online business like yourself. People who want to advance their career like yourself, right? And so by basing all of your content, Kevin, and I'm actually going to send you a pretty robust email that I think you're going to love.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to send you an email with a ton of videos that relate to what I'm talking about.
Oh, cool.
But also, I'm sending you some attachments like a content calendar. I'm sending you video ideas. I'm sending you also a coaching call I did with a client, much like this, talking about starting a YouTube channel. And so you're going to get a lot from that too. And so, yeah, man. I mean, I'm telling you right now, your biggest problem, you're actually lucky. You know why you're lucky, Kevin?
What's that?
Because your biggest problem has nothing to do with the tech. A lot of people, you've already, in other words, you've already won half the game. The other 50% is this dude. Where 99% of my clients, not only they have to fight this dude, but they don't know the tech either. So guess what, Kevin? You've already won half the game. Half the game is the tech stuff. And I always tell clients, you can look that shit up. I mean, you can go to the University of Google, the University of YouTube, and just find out. I've learned more from podcasts that I subscribe to. I've learned more from YouTube channels than I have, and I have 3 degrees from universities. So let me tell you something, Kevin, because I still teach at the university. I'm still a professor, although it's very minimal. I only teach a couple of classes. Most of my stuff is in my business, right? And so I've learned more from podcasts in the last 4 years and YouTube than I have all my 3 degrees combined. That's 20 years of education, brother. We're living I'm telling you right now, Kevin, look at me right now. We're living in the greatest era of all time.
Yeah.
And not only is it the best time to do what I want you to do, which is create your podcast and YouTube channel, but also, we're living in the time now where we're not sure when we're ever going to come out of this remote life. As a matter of fact, the remote life may never extinguish.
Yes.
We may be in this mode of business, commerce, and life, education, healthcare, indefinitely. We don't know. We don't know when this is going to stop. So this is the perfect time, because not only are people stuck at home, but they're consuming more content online. My views on my YouTube channel have exponentially gone up. My views on my listens on my podcast, downloads on my podcast have gone exponentially up. And I'm talking with zero marketing. I haven't been marketing, episodes 10 months ago or 5 months ago, and they're skyrocketing in views and listens. Why? Because I have the audacity to put myself out there. Let me tell you something, Kevin. There's nothing special about Professor Nez. There's nothing special about MKBHD. Everything that I'm doing, you can do. And when I say special, I'm not like downplaying myself. I'm just saying there's nothing original about Nez. I'm just doing my own thing. I'm just putting myself out there. And I'm telling you, I'm living proof that this stuff works, Kevin. I can't tell you how many times, Kevin, I have gotten somebody in my inbox say, Nez, I saw you on, the XYZ podcast, 6 months ago. And I just wanted to let you know, I'd love to invite you to our conference. Here's what we offer speakers. And it could be sometimes a 5-figure contract. Why? Because I happen to put myself out there. Nez, I saw your video on XYZ, that you did 2 years ago. I saw your live stream on Facebook. Nez, I saw what you did on Twitter. Nez, I saw that post on LinkedIn. Can we hire you? Can I work with you? Just by putting myself out there. Kevin, your biggest hurdle is just this, dude. The technical stuff, you've got that stuff down. And so I am beseeching you, Kevin. I am imploring you. I want to jump through that camera and grab your shirt. Because I'm telling you right now, Kevin, you need to do this like yesterday. Today, you've got to do this. And what's your first topic? What's your first thing? Just tell them be real. Tell them your story. Hey, my name is Kevin Landry. This is my very first episode. Welcome to it. Even if nobody's there, And I'm going to send you videos on what to do with your first pieces of content too. But like this is who just be completely transparent. You know what? I'm a little bit nervous. There's nothing wrong with being nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. This is my first show, so I really could use your support. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, this cool technology that I'm implementing, and maybe it'll help you with XYZ, right? And just be real. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you I will be there. I will be your first subscriber. I will be well, maybe not your first. Somebody will probably beat me to it. But I will be one of your audience members. I will be a loyal, devoted Landry fan. Landry Nation in the house. I kind of like KL too. I think KL is pretty sweet. Hey, everybody, it's your boy awesome. KL, Kevin Landry, coming at you live on Facebook. I mean, dude, there's so many possibilities, brother.
Yeah, actually, I like that.
Your only thing right now, Kevin, is you just got to execute. That's it. I mean, the ideas are going to come from your audience. Don't worry about hey, Nez, where do I get content ideas? And actually let them know in the podcast, in the show, say, hey, guys, I want to, in order to really make this show valuable to you, I want to serve you. So leave me a comment down below. Send me an email. Here's my email, Landry at whatever. Let me know what kind of stuff you'd like to learn. What are your challenges? What are your problems with tech? And I can bring my 30 plus years of being in this game. I want to do everything I can to build content that helps you. So you let me know, what would you like to see? Would you like to see more videos on live streaming platforms? Would you like to see more videos on video and audio equipment or what have you? I mean, the list goes on and on. In a mobile technology, desktop technology, what would you like to get more information on? Let your audience give you the content ideas.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I do that all the time, brother. It's been a lifesaver because, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, I research I go to all these articles. I go to all these Google Trends, and those are great. I mean, I use Google Trends. I use analytics. That's fantastic. But the easiest way to get content ideas is just go directly to the source. What is it that or here's an even better one. You want to know this is tactical. One of the best tips that saved my life is going to somebody whose platform and brand is similar to yours, and especially somebody who's got a larger audience or a very, he's been doing this or he or she has been doing this for some time. Look in their comments.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even tell you, Kevin, I've gotten countless content ideas just from going into people who do kind of similar niches and similar stuff like I do, going into their comments. Some of them don't even have responses. It's shocking to me that I know that some people can't obviously respond to every comment, but it's shocking to me. I see some brands that are similar to mine that, they have a pretty good following, but it's not a following to where it negates them from taking the time to comment. And I'll look at some of their comments and be like, man, he didn't even comment on this dude's, he didn't even reply to this comment.
Yeah, that's actually a brilliant idea because part of the thing is I constantly overthink everything. Like the simplest thing, I could build an encyclopedia on, ideas and just overwhelm myself and never do it because I've come up with way too much stuff.
You know what? Overthinking is a byproduct of having a very intelligent, imaginative mind. That's actually and so overthinking is it's a problem. I'm not going to lie and say it's not a problem, but it's a good problem to have. It's a much better problem than underthinking. But yeah, that's your biggest impediment is the dude inside your dome. The dude inside your dome is telling you that you need to do this, that you need to do that you need to prepare for this. It's all bogus. It's all rubbish. It's all garbage. It don't mean jack. It's a bluff. It's a bluff of the mind.
Yeah, because that dude is working overtime.
Yes. Yes, I know. Trust me, I've been there, dude. I've been there, brother. I've been there. And you know what? I'm still there. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to lie. Even though a lot of my content is about overcoming this, dude, because I talk about my journey. I'm very real about my journey. I'm very real. I'm very honest and upfront about my anxiety and depression. It comes with the territory. As a very highly developed, highly intelligent individual, there's a dark side of that coin. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a sign that you're intelligent, Kev. That's a sign that you're You're a powerful mind. You've got a powerful imagination. That's a beautiful thing. Now you just got to have a strategy of how to not let it hurt you, how to harness its energy to help you.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I'm going to be sending you, and I just added it to the email. I'm going to show you the email in just a second. But I also added, and all of these videos can be found at professornez.com/videos. And I'll leave links in the description. But also, I sent you another video where a very similar client to you, Kev, somebody who wants to start their brand and start creating content, is experiencing psychological impediments. I'm going to send you a link to that video too. That video, Kevin, is over. It's over an hour long. And I'm telling you right now, it's probably one of the most powerful coaching sessions I've had in a long time. And I think it's going to be super, super helpful because it's exactly the same kind of thing that we're talking about. So I've also linked that in the large email that I'm going to send you, which
Awesome.
which I'll show you in just a second. But just kind of doing a little bit of a kind of summary here, Kevin, if I will, and then I want to take questions from you if you have any questions. Number one, you absolutely need to get cooking on this. You need to stop giving too much weight to the thought that, what if this? What if that? What if nobody should? Why should I do? How is this? How am I going to Just literally, another thing that I want you to understand, and this is really kind of having an expectation, is look, the fear of failure, the fear of not, people not showing up, the fear of being unsuccessful. Let me just dispel all your fears. You're going to be unsuccessful. You're going to fail in the beginning, just like everybody. NKBHD, and I'm only mentioning him because I can't think of anybody else, and he's probably the biggest tech channel on YouTube. You look at their first 10, 15, 20, 30, look at my first 20, 30 videos. They are absolute dreck. I mean, they're terrible. But not only is the audio video, which yours is probably going to be way better, not only is the audio video crap, but my delivery is literally like this, Kevin. Hi, is anybody there? What? I mean, I'm like, it's terrible. And I left those up there on purpose. I could have deleted those videos, but I left them up there on purpose because I want people to see, because people say, Nez, how did you get so natural? How did you get so sweet? You're having so much fun. Like, it's like you're not even live. It's like I'm having coffee with you and we're just hanging out, having a blast. And I go, brother, that takes time to get at that level.
Yeah.
That takes time to get to that comfortability. And I still get nervous, man. I still get nervous when I hit that live button or that record button. But guess what? It takes time. The nervousness means, first of all, identify and interpret the nerves as not a negative thing. Don't think that because you're nervous, it means you're not good. Because most people, it's really not that nerves happen is the big deal. The big challenge is how you interpret that. Most people interpret the nerves as, well, if I'm getting nervous, that means I'm weak. If I'm getting nervous, that means I'm not good. If I'm getting nervous, or if I'm feeling anxiety, or if I'm feeling trepidation or overthinking, that means I shouldn't be doing this. Absolutely 1,000,000,000% not true. Interpret it differently. It's just energy. It's an increase in adrenaline, increase in heart rate, increase in blood flow, and it means you care. I want you to look at it differently. This is a mindset shift. You need to look at that very differently, okay, Kevin? And just have the expectation of imperfection, because perfection doesn't exist. As a matter of fact, live streaming, imperfection is almost warranted. It's almost
absolutely.
Yeah, because guess what? Live is live. Even professional live broadcasters, people have been doing it for hundreds of years. When they go live, you never know what's going to happen. And that's kind of part of the beauty and the joy of live streaming, right?
Yeah.
I think your overthinking is also contingent upon this idea that you need to be absolutely flawless, which is just impossible to achieve. There is no such thing as flawlessness. There is no such thing as perfection. So understanding how to interpret those feelings and those impediments and that overthinking, interpret it with a different prism, a different lens.
Yeah.
And then also understanding, having the right foundational expectations that your first, I'm going to say even 50 to 100 videos, I'll say for mine for sure. Your first 50 to 100 videos are gonna suck. They're gonna be bad because guess what? You're just getting. It's just like everything. The more you ride your bike, the better you get. The more you hit that, you go to the batting cages, the better you are in the game, and you're able to hit that thing out of the park. It takes time. It takes practice. And when I say time, for content creators, it's almost longer than any other craft. I mean, when I say any other craft, I mean, for that level of comfortability and that level of execution where it seems seamless, that takes a long time, man. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
I still feel when I look back at some of my live streams, even my recent ones, I'm like, oh God, I need to be a little bit better. I mean, I'm always feeling like I need to get better. And I feel like I'm one of the best live streamers on the planet. And I'm not saying that narcissistically, Kevin. I truly believe in my heart of heart, I am one of the best live streamers on the planet. I really feel that way. And I'm not saying that because of an ego. I'm saying it because I put in the work. I put in the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been sleeping, and breathing communications my whole entire life. I mean, being a professor is kind of like being a live streamer too. I'm in front of a live audience and I need to deliver something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
which is true. Yeah. And you're right. And that part of the problem is I've spent my life as a tech behind the camera. And then, so I shot something on my phone one day and I was like, oh God, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, it's, yeah, it takes getting used to.
We're always our worst critic, man. We're always going to be our worst critic. That's never going to change. And you know what? I think that's actually a good thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with being your worst critic. Because you should demand excellence from yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. It's only when it becomes so chronic that instead of actually giving yourself constructive criticism or giving your work constructive criticism, it's only when it becomes chronic and it actually stops you from doing it, period. That's when it becomes a problem. And that's what you're facing. And you've hired not only the perfect person to help you, but I'm going to send you so much valuable stuff, even on top of everything we talked about, and I'm with you too, by the way, brother. I want you to know, KL, I'm with you, man.
That's awesome to hear.
No, I'm absolutely with you. I'm going to be helping you. I'm going to be strategizing with you. I'm going to be giving you feedback on your content. I want you to just really right now, I just want you to put yourself out there.
Oh, I like just what we've talked about so far has got me so psyched. Like, ideas are still churning up there right now.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty psyched right now.
I'm gonna be right there with you, brother. And I'm telling you right now, when you become a big billionaire, the best tech channel on the planet, I get 10%.
I'll give you 15.
hey, we can negotiate.
Yeah.
No, honestly, Kevin, like, man, I'm so, you're going to laugh at this, but I'm so not worried about you, man. I'm so not worried about you. I have zero doubt that by you putting yourself out there, and here's another thing too, let me just say this, forget about business, money, monetization, and building an audience. For your own soul, this is good.
Yeah.
And that's maybe even more, I mean, honestly, to get even bigger than anything, I mean, and just really getting deep, for your own soul, this is good for you. Yeah. Because I know that if I didn't create this, if I didn't do this, if I didn't put stuff out there, even if nobody listened, even if nobody watched, I'm not going to lie, that would hurt me, but it's good for my soul to have this outlet, to have this exercise, to have this, it's like going on the treadmill for an hour. It's good for my body. It's good for my soul. I hate getting on the treadmill sometimes. As a matter of fact, all the times. But I do it because I know it's good for my soul. It's good for my body. When I feel good, my soul feels good. When my body feels good, my mental is good. So think about this for your soul too, Kev. Just getting over this mental hurdle, just getting yourself out there, just putting your vision out there, putting your your tactics out there and putting your content out there is going to be good for, it's healing for your soul.
Oh yeah. I find it therapeutic.
Therapeutic. That's an even better
yes.
word. Thank you. That's an even better word.
Because also once, if someone asks me for advice or something, first of all, if you start me, you can't shut me up, because I'll literally go on 2 hours just talking, and then I was like, oh my God, I haven't even let this person speak.
Hey, look who's talking. Look who's talking.
Yeah.
I feel you. You're a natural born live streamer, man.
Yeah, and for me, it's therapy. Like, I feel good after it.
Yes.
I feel like I've done something for somebody. But yeah, the biggest thing is once I get started, just shutting me up.
Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, Kev, you're gonna see so many you're gonna reap so many rewards from this. You're gonna see so many benefits from this, man. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm really looking forward to it. Don't worry about stumbling, mumbling, and fumbling. It's gonna happen, especially in the beginning. You just got to get through that part of it, which is probably the most difficult and probably the reason that most people quit too soon. But once you get through that, and once you really get into your groove, it's kind of like, like you're in New York, right? And
yeah.
So I remember living on the East Coast, and, in those cold, harsh winters, you had to go, before you even brush your teeth and get your coffee, we had to walk downstairs in our robe, go outside and turn our car on.
Oh yeah.
Then we go back and shower and shave and get ready, right? And so the car's been warming up for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, because if we didn't do that, what happens if we just get in our car in those winters and just drive? That car ain't going to work, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing, Kevin. You got to get that engine warmed up. You got to get past that first initial phase, because if you think you're going to get results right away, if you have this expectation that things should be this way or else, you're in a world of hurt. You got to get warmed up. You got to get cooking, get that engine turning, get that engine nice and warm, and then you're going to be right as rain. I promise you.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm in a space where my thoughts were, once I got this started, I was thinking like the first year alone is just my trial and error period. Like, just keep putting out content for a year straight.
That's exactly right. And that's a great timeline too. I mean, I feel deep in my heart, you're going to probably see results in the first 3 to 6 months. But I'm telling you right now, if you have an expectation of 12 months of trial and error, that's beautiful. That's awesome, because it really does take that. I mean, not to sound like there aren't not to exclude. There are some people who, hey, they see success pretty fast, but I think for the most part, the majority of us, it takes a long time, man. Again, get that engine warm. We got to get that engine warm. We got to get that engine cooking.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, I just want to say this has been a fantastic session. I think that do you have any questions before we get out of here? Because I feel like this has been an awesome session. I feel we really broke a lot of new ground here.
Actually, you've definitely really given me a lot of information. And actually, I think you sort of you've given me a format. Like I've thought of different ways to do things. And now I think I have a definite track now, and I've gotten so much good information. I don't think I needed to ask anything. I think you told me everything before I could ask. You even told me things I probably wouldn't have thought to ask.
Yeah, sometimes we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.